Urban Recon coming out of Washington, D.C., October 2nd, 12 o'clock Mountain Time, 2016. Apparently, the election cycle of 2016 is reaching even lower lows. Now people are defacing the personal property of one of the presidential candidates, which in this case is Donald Trump. They've taken graffiti to the front of his newest hotel in Washington, D.C. He converted the old post office into a hotel. And as you can see, someone has defaced personal property now with spray paint. We still have more protests. All you got to do is go on to Google, YouTube, and you can see riots and chaos, fighting, people getting attacked because they're Trump supporters or, you know, mainly Trump supporters. I've never seen America behave this way. I've seen a lot of presidential elections over the course of many years. I've never seen two candidates quite like these two here. I'm not saying they're good, bad, or otherwise. It's just an observation. Another observation I have made is the Arizona Republic newspaper, man, just committed the biggest business mistake they could ever do. And they know that. That's why newspapers don't necessarily come right out and endorse a presidential candidate in any circumstances. You know, you just don't do that because there's going to be a lot of people that disagree with you, and you depend on everybody, regardless of their religious faith or who they may like or dislike in the presidential election. That is not something that you want to touch on. That's a sensitive subject. So for them to come out and do that is very rare. And the reason I bring it up is because I talked to a person yesterday that actually did cancel their subscription to the Arizona Republic, and they had been a subscriber for over 25 years. And the AZ Republic acted like they really didn't care. Very, very unusual. I mean, that's just basically business suicide. Go out there and endorse a political candidate and see how good your business goes from there. It's not good business. Then they had the audacity to ask her if she would like to write a letter to the editor and explain why her, like, hundreds, even I think thousands of people dropped their subscriptions to the newspaper. If she wanted to write a letter to the editor, she said yes. And they said, well, if you want to write a letter to the editor, you'll have to keep your subscription. She started laughing and said, never mind, forget it, cancel my subscription. And she did. And that is true. Hundreds, and I mean thousands of people. This is costing them a lot of money. And I don't know any businesses today that can afford to lose a lot of money. So bottom line is, guys, this is getting really out of hand. I've never seen a presidential election quite like this. It's very unique. One thing I do want to point out is, you know, all this fighting and carrying on, you're doing it over a couple of people that you don't even know. But they're pretending like they know you, the middle class person. This man has always been in a millionaire circle. His father was a millionaire, passed the millions on to him, and he's still a millionaire. So for him to say that he can relate to the middle class people is at best amusing. Mrs. Clinton seems to be in favor of the ultra rich. She likes to rub elbows with millionaires. She goes and hangs out at the Hamptons, where the people that have the most money, that's where she migrates to. I don't see her going to East St. Louis or the neighborhood that I grew up in when I was a kid in West Central Illinois. Those are just middle-class people that barely get by paycheck to paycheck. They're of no value to you, are they, Mrs. Clinton? Because they have no money. So for either one of you to say that you can relate to the middle-class people is about like me saying that I can relate to the life of a giraffe. How the fuck could I relate to the life of a giraffe when I've never been one? I mean, it's a joke. And people, you need to get with the program. This behavior is unacceptable.